Welcome back to my game dev series. To start, I want to talk a little bit about the vision of the game. I have the same gameplay loop as the first MMO devlog, but over time it's slightly changed. So I'll go over that now. First is gathering raw resources, which I've basically finished in this demo. Next is refining those raw resources into something craftable, and this will be a low intensity activity. I'll go into more detail as we develop. And the biggest change is crafting, and where I think I've landed on something great. Crafting is about making better tools for gathering, but I've chosen to split each tool up into parts. These parts can be interchangeable, but they have their own stats, both positive and negative, so you can mix and match as you need. Let's say you want to mine a new ore that needs a pickaxe strength of 3. I want there to be multiple ways you can achieve that pickaxe strength. There could be multiple tool parts that give a lot of strength, but they can be crafted with different resources that come from different skills. If one part has a lot of strength, it might have a negative for speed. Therefore, you'll need to combine it with another part that gives speed so you can gather at a fairer rate. I'm also thinking about having a Metrovania type mechanic. Like there is a shortcut on a map that has a huge log stopping it. If it has a hardness of 10, you have a clear goal of what you need. Therefore, you can look at all the tool parts and start planning for which combination you would craft. If there are multiple pathways, I think this would be really fun. As for what this mini-series is trying to accomplish, I'm trying to complete a full gameplay loop just for mining. After that, I'll introduce multiplayer and start expanding on mechanics, which I have way more ideas for. Our clouds have been added, and I'm really happy with them. Alright, we're back in the game, and I've been putting something off that I should have done in the first episode, and that is collision. So I can walk through the rock, and I can even walk off the screen. So I'm going to add that now. Alright, I have implemented the collision that we did in the first episode of our MMO devlog. So this is the exact same. How it works is that there's a list of collision lines in the room. And when our player starts to move, it will check if it's crossed any of those lines. And if it does, it will either try to slide across or just stop in its place. In our code, this is in the state machine, the moving part specifically. I have this script that takes in the player's position and its velocity and checks whether it has crossed any of those lines. And the result of this will be the new velocity. So let's have a look at the script. Now this is a lot of maths, and the reason why I'm not using any game maker functions is that I want to be able to mimic this on another application, which will be our server. So that's in the future, but I'm just making sure that I'm not constraining myself to using game maker for the server. Now I'll give a quick scroll through the script. It's been commented pretty heavily, but if you need a more in-depth explanation, then I'll have a timestamp in the description for the first MMO devlog. Now this is really inefficient, but I'm going to show you the method of how I'm going to add the collision lines for the room. Right now I'm printing in the console where I click, so the coordinates. And inside of our room object, I'm just copy pasting it straight in. Actually, it's not that slow, to be honest. And there we have it. We have the collision for the overlook. I've gotten rid of all the debugging lines and added our grass back, and the collision works well. That's all for this episode. If you want any early updates or want to show off your own work, you can join the Discord in the description. And thanks for watching.